Joni is just learning to read, and she's struggling. She's a very slow reader, and by the time she finishes a sentence, she can't remember how it started. Reading, like other types of learning, is about storing information in a person's mind. Specifically, learning involves storing and accessing information in memory. But how exactly does this happen? There are many theories. Among them, the information processing theory of learning says that information from the world around us moves from sensory storage to working memory to long-term memory. For example, when Joni is reading, she is receiving sensory information from the book in front of her. Her eyes are taking in the size and shape of each letter, the letters grouped together to make words, and how it all looks on the page. That's all in sensory storage. As she moves her eye across the page, she remembers what she just read a second or two ago. That means that the information is in working memory, or storage of memories that occurred only a few seconds in the past. If things go right, though, Joni will remember the information in the book longer than just a few seconds. If everything works well, it will move to long-term memory, which is really just memories that are stored for a person to access later. Let's take a closer look at the information processing theory of learning and how teachers can apply it to help students. When Joni is learning how to read, it's very important for information to move from sensory to working memory to long-term memory. Why? Working memory is very limited. Only a few things can be in working memory at a time, and they can only be stored there for a few seconds. This can cause problems in learning. Take Joni, for example. If she's reading a paragraph, she can't remember every word in that paragraph, or even every sentence. She needs to move that information to long-term memory. Otherwise, when she gets to the end of a paragraph, she will have forgotten how the paragraph started. When a student can't get information from working memory to long-term memory, they can become overloaded. Cognitive load involves having too much information in working memory and not being able to remember anything. So if Joni is reading a long, complex paragraph, and she can't get information to move from working memory to long-term memory, she's likely to experience cognitive load, which will leave her unable to remember or take in new information. To help Joni as she learns new things, her teacher can do 3 things. Number 1, encourage attention and rehearsal. The more Joni is able to attend to something, and the more she goes over it in her mind, the more likely it is that the information will move to long-term memory. Number 2, only present a few things at a time. If her teacher tries to teach Joni a bunch of new material all at once, Joni is likely to forget most of it. Teaching only a few new things at a time can help Joni retain the information better because she's likely to avoid cognitive load. Number 3,